Hey, what's going on everybody? It's JD here, and today on the channel we're going to review the Back Country Cuisine 24-hour classic ration pack. Now, as the name suggests, the ration pack pretty much has enough contents to sustain an individual for at least 24 hours. So it consists of 3 main meals, which I'll show you here. We've got the Porridge Supreme for your breakfast. For lunch, you have the classic beef curry. That sounds pretty good actually. And for your dinner is your roast lamb and vegetables. And you're sort of in between sustenance and your drinks and that sort of thing come in the snacks and drinks pack, which I've displayed here on the table. And I'll quickly read out their contents just so you get a rough idea of what's in there. All right, so we've got a bag of trail mix, a little bag of candy chocolate, so that's sort of like your M&Ms, I guess, that sort of thing. 2 oat biscuits. In this bag just here, there's actually a whole mix of things. So this bag actually holds your tea, your coffee, salt, pepper, drinking chocolate. In order to properly review this ration pack for the next 24 hours, I'm going to consume nothing but the contents of the ration pack to give it a nice fair test. We're going to test things like how full it makes you feel, sustenance, how it tastes, all those things, and how easy it is to prepare each of these meals. And I think they're quite easy to prepare because, as far as I know, all you need is about 250 mils of boiling water for each, because they're freeze-dried meals. I should have mentioned that before. These aren't MREs, so that you can't just eat them straight out of the pack. You actually have to cook these. So they take about 10 minutes to sit in boiling water to basically re-cook themselves. So yeah, I should have mentioned that before. These are freeze-dried and not MREs, so that's the difference between those. So yeah, let's get into it. Next 24 hours, nothing but the contents of this ration pack. I think it's gonna be fun. All right, so we're pretty much at breakfast time. I think it's about 9 o'clock right now. So I'm going to dig into some of the Porridge Supreme, which is a wholesome pre-cooked porridge with dried fruit and raw sugar sprinkled. That actually sounds pretty good. And basically the way to prepare it is, like I mentioned earlier, it's basically just boiling water. So you add in your boiling water once you've removed and shaken the remove the top, shake the contents to loosen up. Some of these bags have other sachets in them, so you got to take those out first, obviously. Then all you do is add your water in, seal it back here on the Ziploc, and wait 10 to 15 minutes, which seems pretty easy enough. So I got the water boiling at the moment. I'll wait. I just want to quickly show you this little, I guess, condiments bag that has your coffee and stuff, and it's quite generous. So it's got your chocolate milk in here as well, and you've basically got enough coffee and sugar for 2 serves, depending how you like it, obviously. So we've got set up here for the test, we've got a bag of coffee, sugar and creamer. So that's basically 1 coffee there. I'm gonna have 1 of these biscuits for breakfast this morning, and then yeah, I've still got like another 2 bags of tea, coffee, creamer, all that sort of stuff. So it's actually quite generous. So you've got enough for almost yeah, 2 cups of coffee, 2 cups of tea. So yeah, it's pretty good stuff. And once the water boils, we'll put it in and we'll give this a taste test. All right, water is finally boiled. So pretty much in order to prepare the meal, just gotta shake the contents a bit just to loosen them all up, like so. Tear the top. Ah yeah, okay, so there is a separate sachet in here, which I'll quickly show you. So I did mention there was raw sugar in there, so that's what you'd add on top of it once it's cooked. And we just need 250 mils. Yep, and that's it. Oh, once you pour it in, you got to give it a bit of a stir. Smell anything? Actually smells really good, to be honest. That's got to sit for 15 minutes now. In the meantime, let's make ourselves a cuppa. Now, I generally like my coffees very strong, so I don't know how well I'm going to fare with this. This is only about 1 teaspoon, I think, in one of these little bags. So, in terms of rations and survival, I guess you just gotta make do with what you got. So there we go. I always find these creamers a bit bizarre. I mean, we just use milk. Coffee creamer. Used in all hot beverages, all right. There we go. Cheers. Ah, Aussie bush flies. Go away. coffee isn't too bad. I'd need like 3 sachets to be satisfied with that, but for what it is, it's not too bad. So the coffee gets, let's give it 2.5 out of 5. Yeah, let's do that. All right, it's been 15 minutes, the moment of truth. Let's give this Porridge Supreme a test try. This is actually my first freeze-dried meal I've ever had. I really don't know what to expect in terms of taste and that sort of thing. So if you're like me, you're probably super curious as well. It smells quite good. And it actually has a convenient bowl tear feature. So you basically tear the middle of it. I'll try not to scold myself. See how easy this is to do. Oh, that's actually really hard to rip. And I think it's because there's this external big explanation label on there. That does make it a bit hard to rip. So I think usually they're not shipped with that on there. But I think it depends where you get it from. Maybe if you buy it in New Zealand, forgot to mention, they're made in New Zealand, these meals. So maybe once they're shipped out, they get these. Oh, look at that. That's very hard to rip. And I think once, yeah, they probably slap those on when they get shipped. There's my bowl. So that turned out somewhat decent. All right. It seriously just looks like normal, like homemade porridge, like honestly. There's one little component I forgot to add, and that's the raw sugar sprinkle. Now for the taste test. Oh. Get a bit of sugar, a bit of dried fruit, get everything on the spoon. Sweet. Cheers everybody, first freeze-dried meal ever. That is not bad. That is not bad at all. Now I don't eat porridge, like I said before, much. I have had it before. And it basically reminds me exactly of the porridge that I have had about 1 or 2 times in the past. So it tastes quite nice. It doesn't taste artificial or plasticky or anything like that. It certainly doesn't taste like it's been freeze-dried, if that's a taste thing. It tastes great. I like it. And it's a very generous amount in that. That's like a proper bowl. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied with that, to be honest. If I needed to have this for breakfast, I'd happily have this again. In terms of taste, easy to prepare, all those sort of ratings. Taste, very good. I enjoy it. Reminds me of porridge that I've had. It was easy to prepare. You just put hot water in it. That's it. So I'm going to give this a 3.5. 3.5 out of 5. We're going to quickly rate those as well. It's a proper breakfast, this ration pack. It's so cool. I got my coffee, biscuit, porridge. It's great. Absolutely great. That's not too bad. That's just your typical oat biscuit, nothing really special. I'm super curious to try lunch next, which is a beef curry. So it's gonna be interesting to see what beef components of freeze-dried foods are like. So I'm really curious about lunch. All right, so we're back for a bit of snack time. It's been about 2 hours since I had breakfast, and it's kept me pretty good, to be honest. I haven't really felt too hungry afterwards. I've been doing a bit of walking, still feeling pretty good, but I am feeling a bit peckish, so I want to dig into these snacks and give them a try. So what I've got here is the first one, which is candy chocolates. It also came with a pack of jelly beans right there, and we also have trail mix. The contents of the trail mix are chocolate chunks, raisins, apricots, banana chips, sultanas, coconut chips, and pumpkin kernels. It's a pretty interesting mix of things. I don't think I've ever actually had proper trail mix. Let's try the jelly beans first. Let's do that. And it is quite a lot in here. It's a 100-gram pack, so this could last you easily, like over the course of 2 days, I reckon without any trouble. Don't really know how to explain that any other way, that they're just jelly beans pretty much. So I actually don't know if these are like M&Ms or if they're more like the Smarties that we get here. These are more like Smarties, these ones. I thought they were probably be M&Ms, but nah. They're just generic button sort of chocolates. Nothing unusual about that. They're just Smarties pretty much. How are you supposed to eat trail mix? All at once, bit by bit? All right, let's try and get one of everything. So we're just gonna down it just like that. Here we go, bottoms up. It's actually quite nice. That's really nice. I'm pretty sure it's the first time I've ever had a proper trail mix, and that's very good. If you're out on a hike, or going for a bushwalk, that sort of thing, you just want that quick little energy boost. I think all these are great. So if you're going in between campsites or you're not really ready to settle down for the night or morning, just take a handful of these. And since there's 3 different options, I mean, you get pretty spoiled in that pack. So in terms of snacks, I want to rate them pretty high. I want to give them a 4 out of 5 in terms of snack taste and quality. I really enjoyed those. Now we wait for lunch. Oh, this looks like a nice spot. Oh, hey guys. So I've just gone on a bit of a trek actually, just to sort of simulate how it would be going on a basically like a small hunting trip around the bush. It's been about 2.5 hours since we had our snacks. So, and it's pretty much time for lunch now. I am feeling a bit hungry actually, so I'm really keen to get into this. What have we got? We have beef curry. That's right, curried beef. Basically, I want to change things up a bit. The last time we cooked, it was more in a controlled environment back at the campsite. I've gone for a walk now into the bush, and I want to simulate basically cooking out here, cooking lunch with the ration pack, and seeing how easy it actually is to do when you're not near something convenient. So I've got all my cooking gear in here. There's plenty of fuel everywhere around me, so we're going to get into that. Before we get into collecting fuel, I'm going to show you what I have exactly. So I've got the classic curried beef just there, classic beef curry. Cooks in the same way as the porridge that we had this morning. Boiling water, 10 to 15 minutes, that's it. And you just zip the bag back up and let it sit. And that's how simple this is. This really is. We're going to be cooking with the Solo Stove Lite. So a super duper convenient little stove that just uses twigs and leaves basically to cook. I will do a full review on this in another video on the channel, so I won't really go in depth of how it works. We'll just get cooking with it. But yeah, keep on a lookout for the actual in-depth review of the Solo Stove Lite on my channel. As well as the food, we're going to use some of our water to make a orange drink that the ration pack came with. So I thought it was a good time to have a little bit of a drink with the lunch itself. So this is it just says orange and it makes 1 litre. So I'm going to use half of this in my bottle here. And I don't know if it's meant to be like powdered orange juice or like a weird soda juice. I really have no idea. So I'm gonna be interested to see how that works. But we've got all our things ready. I'm gonna go look for some fuel and we'll get the fire going and start cooking. All right, got our sticks, got our tinder, got our kindling. That's pretty much all you need for this thing. I absolutely love how ridiculously efficient this little stove is. Look how small it is. Fits in your hand just like that. I will cheat a little for the purpose of this video. And I've got my all-weather matches that I'm going to use just to quickly start the fire. There we are. We've got the fire roaring. So let's get the, we're going to get the cooking pot ready, put the water in it, and get that boiling so we can start making our lunch. My little cooking set here that I got from Decathlon. It's a Quechua brand, and basically, again, good for one person. Has everything in here. Pots. Got the pot, the bowl, and all the cutlery I need. The only thing that ration pack doesn't provide is water, so I had to bring my own water for that, just to make that clear. It doesn't actually come with any water. I know some survival packs do have like bagged water in them, so yeah, just so you know. Alright. Here we are. I'm going to time it on my phone to see how long that actually takes. Alright, setting the stopwatch. That's on. And we'll come back when that's boiled and I'll show you the time it's taken. So just, what do we got? 6 minutes, 30 seconds. Show you here. Nice boiling water in my pot on the Solo Stove. And it is a bit windy also today, so that probably did affect the total time, but in under 10 minutes to boil some water for food, that's pretty damn good, to be honest. So that's nice and good. We're gonna go add that. I'll have to put the camera down, but yeah, 6:30 I'm pretty sure it was, to boil a pot of water for your food. That's pretty damn good in my opinion. I'm gonna set the camera down and we'll get the food going. So same thing as the porridge, just gotta give it a nice shake, get the ingredients going like that. Open it up. Oh, it smells really good. And then you just simply add the water in, like so. Give it a slight stir with my little spoon, cooking spoon, like that. Ingredients are all nice. Oh, this smells really good. And when we come back in 15 minutes, this meal is gonna be ready to eat. So stay tuned, folks. I can't wait for this. All right, so while we wait for the classic beef curry to cook, it's only been about 2 minutes 30 at this point. I'm going to brew up some of this orange drink that we've got here. So just a sachet of orange. So I'm guessing it's like powdered orange juice of some sort. And I've got about 300 ml in here. Just wash that crap out. There we go. And it didn't come with instructions either, so I'm just assuming you pour it into water and stir it. Yeah, it basically just smells at the moment just like flat Fanta. So Fanta that's lost all its bubbles. Cheers, guys and gals. Bottoms up. That is also not that bad. I thought it would be a lot worse. It's basically a combination of flat Fanta and weak orange juice in a way. So yeah, it's like a combination of both of those. Let's give that a 2. I'm gonna give that a 2 out of 5. I'm still gonna drink it. It's actually not that bad, to be honest, but it's basic as hell. So I'll give that 2 out of 5. By the time I talk, it's gonna be 15 minutes for this meal. I'm really looking forward to this. And I'm not gonna eat it from the bag. I'm gonna be slightly more fancy with my little cooking set. I'm going to use the bowl that it came with to eat my food out of. Let's see if I can get a shot of that. Check that out. You see that? There we go. Oh yeah. There's heaps in these bags. Heaps of food. Look at that. It looks like a home-cooked meal. Time has come. Let's try the classic curry beef. That is actually good. That is really nice. Wow. I'll tell you what, if I was adventuring, hiking, all the extreme, you know, surviving, having to just get out there, apocalypse, that situation, and you had to cook some of this stuff and be happy with it, it's delicious. This is actually delicious. And that's just being extreme. We're talking more about your camping or hiking sort of thing. Or are we? Like I mentioned before, these aren't MRE meals, so there is a bit of preparation needed. So you do have to be able to cook somehow. So I have my little solo stove, the Solo Stove Lite, and that enables me to just quickly gather up some sticks and twigs, and that's it. Because I've always got my camping bag when I go. So, and if you don't, then yeah, you're gonna have to find a way to actually boil water to be able to cook the meal. So you're not cooking the meal itself, it's the water that's doing the work for you. So you need to be able to boil water somehow. I am 100% genuinely enjoying this meal. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. 4.5. And this is the first freeze-dried meat-based meal I've had ever. So, very surprised. It doesn't taste like it's been, well, frozen. You know how frozen food has that weird taste? It doesn't taste like that. It's really flavorful. I'm guessing the sauces and that help, but the beef itself is very nice. Good job, Back Country Cuisine. This is awesome. This is so good. Next time you see me, it will be dinner time. So that we have is roast lamb and vegetables, I think it is. So that's going to be interesting. We'll see how the lamb gets done. It's going to be a different taste to beef. So also very keen for that. So I'll see you guys then for dinner. All right, I think the food's ready. It's been about 15 minutes, so it should be nice and well cooked now.
Roast lamb and vegetables served on a bed of mash, sir.
Ah,
enjoy.
Thank you, Jeeves. Oh, this looks really good. Oh wait, I've got my condiment pepper and salt that I can add to it, which was all included in that small bag where the coffee and tea was. Roast lamb and veggies on a bed of mash. That's like too fancy. I mean, I may have gone overboard with my fancy setup here. I've got the orange mix in a fancy glass, so cheers everybody. Things taste better when they're fancy. All right, let's get into this. I don't know why I have a knife, but you need a knife. You need all the cutlery. Here we go. Got some veggies, got some lamb, and some mash. Cheers, guys. That is legitimately nice. Jeez. Back Country Cuisine, you've done it again. Back Country Cuisine, so good. I'm gonna give this a 4.6 out of 5. So the curry beef was 4.5, this is 4.6. So good. You guys, fantastic job. Come back and see me in the morning where we're gonna wrap it up. I will give my final thoughts on all the foods, an overall score, and see how everything went. See you guys in the morning. Hey guys and girls, it's the next morning now and I'm ready to give my final thoughts on the Back Country Cuisine 24-hour classic ration pack. And I gotta say, man, I really enjoyed every one of those meals that I had. We had the porridge first. I thought that was great. Again, I'm not much of a porridge eater, but from what I've ate before, it tasted pretty much spot on from homemade porridge. And I gave that a 3 out of 5. So I thought that was pretty good. The next meal for lunch was the beef curry. That was delicious. I really enjoyed that meal. I gave that a 4 out of 5. It tasted just like a legitimate meal and I thought that was fantastic. And for dinner we had the roast lamb and vegetables with a side of mash, except I sort of piled it all on together just to have one big meal. And I gave that a 4.6, I believe, out of 5, because that was great. I mean, for freeze-dried, on-the-go, quick 10-minute preparation meal, it's fantastic. You know, it didn't have any weird tastes. Actually, all the meals didn't have any strange tastes. They're very full of flavor and very filling. And I think that was the important thing about all this testing. At no point I really felt hungry throughout the whole day in between meals. And it's one of those things that's supposed to designed to, you know, keep you going while you're out on a hunt or out hiking on a big adventure, that sort of thing. So I think the ration pack really did the job. And overall score, let's keep it at 4.6. I think that's a nice, really nice overall top score in terms of taste, convenience, how full it actually kept you, that sort of sustenance as well, the energy. I thought all that was great. I guess my only real gripe with it, to be an honest review, is the fact that it needs to rely on boiled water so much. That's just the nature of freeze-dried meals, you know. It's not like an MRE, like I mentioned before, we can eat it cold, it's optional. This you have to cook. And I guess that's where the score goes down a bit. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can think of. I guess, this one's a bit too picky, but having to like turn it into a bowl was a bit difficult because there's a huge bloody label stuck on it. That's really nitpicky, but the main gripe is the reliance on boiled water. So you really have to make sure you're able to boil water or have access to somewhere that you can boil water on. And that's pretty much it. Other than that, that pack's fantastic. And I'm really keen to try all their other freeze-dried food too, to see how the flavors differentiate, because apparently they do like stroganoffs and honey soy chicken and all this stuff. So I really want to try them all and get like a spectrum of how all the tastes are in that. So yeah, I'm really keen to try some more. Anyway, guys and girls, hope you enjoyed this review on the classic ration pack. You know what to do if you're enjoying the content. I don't need to tell you all that sort of stuff. You know, subscribe, so easy, just one click away. If you love the content, I'm going to be doing a lot more gear reviews. I've got the solo stove review coming up. That's a major review I want to do because that thing's so cool. The thing's so bloody cool. So I'm going to do a nice in-depth review on that on the channel. So stay tuned, and if you're interested in that, it'll be coming on the channel soon. So anyway, guys, have a good one. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.